Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. I'm excited to be here today. I'm excited to be here with you and getting into my sinking funds. I hope that this is something that inspires you and helps you in your journey of financial freedom and budgeting and paying off debt and things like that, but also maintaining what you need to pay for by using sinking funds. It could be called purpose funds, it could be called sinking funds, it can just be a maintenance fund, it can be whatever you want to call it. It's basically a way to fund something that's going to happen in the future, but not right away. And I love sinking funds. I love sinking money into the savings account, and then when things pop up and I need to pay for them, I can transfer the funds anytime I want. I can put it on the credit card and pay the credit card off right away. All those kinds of things, or deposit money in my checking account. I have done both in this time period of the month of November. So a lot of things have happened. As you can see, there's a lot of numbers here happening, and I'm ready to dive in and kind of just go through the numbers. I want to know where I stand in some of these areas to know what I got to fund for the next month, and be prepared for the future, and kind of change the name of certain things on here. There are things that are happening that I didn't expect, and because we moved earlier this year from Virginia to Kentucky, there are certain categories that I really don't need, but there's money sitting in them. And what do you do with that money? And how do you make those decisions? So that's what I'm going to be doing today. And if you want to learn more about how I run my sinking funds, then stay tuned and stick around and check it out. Okay, I am back and I am zoomed in a little bit more so that you can kind of see the numbers and what I'm working with right now. And I am just going to go through and just do the math of what my beginning balances were, but at the beginning of November, how much money I added to the account, and then how much was taking out to pay for specific expenses. Now, I use sinking funds for a few different things. I fund for annual expenses such as Disney Plus. I pay for it once a year. It's auto draft through my Roku, and this year it was $79.99, and that works for us, so that's what we do. It goes on our credit card, and then when I see the charge pop up, I just pay the credit card, and then it doesn't affect the budget at all. In fact, it doesn't even feel like I've paid it. Even though I've been putting money into the savings account for that purpose, I just don't even realize I've paid it. So it just doesn't hurt the budget. And that's what I love about having these sinking funds. I'm going to pop this thing out here behind here. My ruler. There we go. I don't want to be writing on that and messing me up. So anyways, so I'm going to start with the very first one here, Amazon Prime. I added $12 to that. And it's $24 that I started with. And that makes $36. So it's going to be really a pain because I got to write on the coil here. $36. There we go. But we'll make it work. Now with Disney Plus, I had $79.99 come out. I just paid the credit card. And so that has been paid for from the savings account to the credit card. And that way I don't have to worry about when I go to make my payment for spending for the week, that number won't be included, and I can tell that it's already been paid. But I had, because I say when you take $79.99 and you divide it by 12, let's say, that's $6.66, 67 cents rounded up, and then there was left a little bit of money left over. And plus I'm funding for the month of November of next year. So it's going to be money still sitting in there. It's not going to go to zero because of how I rounded it up. So $80.04 plus $6.67 minus the $79.99. And that's what I have, $6.72. So I'm already set for the month of November here, going towards the next payment for next year. Let's see. ESPN Plus. I didn't have any money at the beginning of the month because I paid for it a couple months ago for a whole year. for my husband, which he's absolutely loving. And I added $10 this month, so I only have $10 in here. And it'll be next year before this is fully funded. Let's see. Apple subscription. So I use Apple subscription for my Mac, and it's through the Apple, the App Store or whatever they call the store. And I have $64.24, and I'm adding $5.87. That leaves me $70.11. So this is $69.99. Here's another situation where I'm gonna have a little extra change, and that change is just going to balance forward. Next month in December, at the very end, like December 30th, I think is when it comes out. That's when that's when I'll take the $69.99 out and of the sinking fund and pay, either reimburse my checking account if that's the way I have it come. I can't remember if it comes out of the checking account or off the credit card. But however I pay it, that cash is sitting here in the savings account waiting to be transferred and covering whenever that expense comes out. So I'm definitely happy and excited about that because I use it all the time in my Mac. So we do have an Orkin come out quarterly. I do not want bugs in my house. I have them come spray. So far, everything's good. We're in a new house in a different region, different climate than what I'm used to. I'm used to being near the beach or close to, 20 miles from inland from the beach, or coastal lines. And so it's totally different than it is where I'm at now in Kentucky. So it's got a lot of hills here, and different wildlife and all these things, and different rodents, and similar rodents, just you see them more frequently, I think, here, just because there's so much vegetation, there's so much, we're actually out in the country, not in the middle of the city, and so it's just different here. And I just want to make sure that we are good. So this is actually going to go into negative numbers. And I'm okay with that because the rest of the money sitting in here will cover it. And next month in December, I have a note I left for myself, and I'll show you really quick. Let's see here. December sinking fund. So I made a note right here. It says December deposit $69.32. That will make up the difference and bring it to a positive number and the minimum I need for December sitting in my sinking fund. So that's going to work for me. Move my lamp back over. I just knocked it out of the way. So here we go. We are going to go ahead and total this up. I began with $12.24. I added $57, and then I took out $103.92. So what happened was I'm looking for my red pen here. I had Orkin come out and treat for wasps in my fireplace. It was not fun. And it's between the siding and the fireplace. We have a gas fire insert for propane, and that there was a separation in the siding, and they built a nest in there, and they were coming in through the fireplace a little bit, and that scared me, and I'm like, no, get up there and take care of that. So they did, and so that cost some money. So I used the Orkin sinking fund to pay for that treatment, but then I also came due for my regular treatment, and I just went ahead and paid with this, and I knew I could make it up later, so that was fine. And then I get to start new all over again. Now, I don't have a termite contract. I'm not sure if we're going to do one or when we're going to do one, or still got to talk to my husband about that. But so far, so good. No worries about that. Heating and AC. That name is going to change. I already wrote heating and AC for next month, but it's going to be maintenance, home maintenance. So I'm going to go ahead and make the change home maintenance. I'll correct the spelling on that. I can never spell maintenance. I have to look at it to remember how to spell it. But anyways, I want to make that home maintenance. So whatever's in this, because I the reason I have heating and AC, that used to be a contract I had in Virginia to maintenance and keep that taken care of. But now that we're here in Kentucky, they kind of do it a little bit differently. So I'm just going to do an overall home maintenance fund, which is something I'm definitely going to need. And I think I'm going to beef up how much we're going to put in there, because it's going to be overall maintenance for the house. It's not going to include the Orkin that we normally do, because I know how much that is, but it is going to include a good amount of money. So, and I'm thinking about adding this amount into this amount starting January 1st, because I think by the time, one more time with $57 after this month would be enough for City of Chesapeake property taxes for our vehicles. And I'll talk about that in a minute. That's what that was about. So let's go ahead and add this up. This was $140 plus 20, which is $160. Thankfully, I can add that much in my head. The next I was talking about is this City of Chesapeake. So we lived in Chesapeake, Virginia, and we had property taxes on our vehicle. And for two vehicles that were older vehicles, the total between the two, we spent over $250 on both to pay vehicle property tax in the City of Chesapeake. Now, now that we're in Kentucky, it's totally different here, and I think we only pay it once, or it's only like $40, $50. It's so much cheaper here. So that I'm going to worry about once next year hits, but for right now, I just want to make sure I have this, because we did live most of the year in Chesapeake, Virginia, and I know we will probably get a bill. So there's that. So $323.81 plus the $57 I put in for savings. Nothing's come out yet. And $380.81. There we go. So one more time with that amount, that should be enough. And I'm just going to stop funding it after December. And then January 1st, that will stay, and that $57 will move up to this. And that's how I'll start funding a home maintenance. So it will be $77 going into home maintenance every month. And I might even do more just to have it, because included in home maintenance, I want to put together a plan for, I don't know if I want to include it in a home maintenance or if I want to add another line item, but we have that propane tank I was talking about for our fireplace in our living room as an alternative heat source. It's not our main propane for our house, it's just the fireplace in our living room. And today I had someone come out and explain it to me and look at how much propane was in there, and thankfully, I'm so glad he did come out. I mean, there was no leak or anything, but he said the pressure was low on our propane as far as pushing the gas through. And he said that the regulator on the propane tank was 22 years old. And because it was 22 years old, it scared me a little bit, because that's way past its life expectancy for the regulator. And that is a very important part of the propane tank. So I can create this home maintenance thing and use that for the propane, or I can do it as a line item for itself. I have to talk to my husband about it and see what makes more sense. So that might change over time. But this is definitely, we're going to be using this money coming up, because I got to pay for the parts and labor for the regulator to be replaced. I chose to go ahead and replace it. He said I didn't have to, but if I wanted to and get, everything fresh and new, then that might be the best thing to do right now. So that's what I'm going to do. Cell phone tech, bought 4 new phones, and we got a partial bill from AT&T. We're switched from AT&T to T-Mobile. I mean, no, the other way around, from T-Mobile to AT&T. Apparently it's better service signal, not so much at our house, but out in town and where my husband works. It's $33 more than what we were paying before, but when you can get a better signal, I think it's kind of worth it. So, and definitely helpful for my husband. So, in order to cover the future bill this month, I used Cell Phone Tech fund, which was at $800, so it was $700 plus another $100, and then I had a bill for $451.03. That included the activation of the lines. We had 2 new phones, 4 phone activations, and it did have military discount, and the 2 new phones are $15 a month. So in essence, we're actually, if you break it down without the extra fees for the phones, that's $30 for the $15 for each phone, but $30 for 2 phones every month, and things like that. We're paying about $55 a phone if you really break it down, and including insurance as well. So it's a little more than what I thought I would do, but that's okay. I think it's going to work out for the best. So let's go ahead and total that up. So that leaves us $348.97. Now, my son, love his heart, we bought him a birthday gift. It's a secret, and we're excited. I got him a PlayStation 5 with a second controller, and I still need to get a game or 2. I think family's going to buy a couple games for him, but I still need to pay that part of the credit card, and I haven't done that yet. I think that's a good portion of what we're going to be paying, and then family's going to buy games and then pay for part of the PlayStation as well. So that PS5. He has a PS2, 3, 4, now 5. That thing is a monster. It's a huge console. So I'm excited to give it to him, and it's going to be a fun day. So I'll talk about that when that happens. He was born on Christmas Eve, so it's kind of interesting. We go all out for his birthday, so he doesn't get missed out on a birthday. Christmas fund. I have been buying Christmas decor with this. Not so much buying Christmas gifts, just decor, because this is a new to us house, and I really like it, and I've really enjoyed decorating it. I haven't quite got it decorated, but I am working on that. So I had $530.69 plus $50, and then I took out $250.76 on one shopping trip, and then the next shopping trip I took, and I've gone to Michael's, I've gone to Hobby Lobby, I've gone to the dollar store, I've gone to Bargain Hunt, I've gone to Walmart, I've gone to Meijer. I've gone to all these places. So $225.04, and that leaves me $104. Not much left over. That's okay. It will be gone all next month, so no problem. But I always put $50 away. Oops, not 85, 89. I put $50 away every month, and when I closed out and changed my mind about using my Skillshare, and I saved up all year for it and did not renew it, I moved that money in here, so that kind of covered the cost. So that's where that fund money came from. Then I have this vacation fund, which is basically money put aside for not necessarily vacation in the traditional sense, like a 2-week vacation to the beach or 2-week vacation to the mountains or Disney or whatever. It's a vacation fund, I should say staycation fund. So wherever we're at and we're doing things and activities, like an amusement park that's close to us, or we're staying in a hotel because we're visiting family or something like that. That's where this money comes from, and we're only going to be there a night or 2. So I always put $50 away for that. $155.89. I do have a vacation savings right now. We took part of the proceeds of the house, put it in savings money market account, and when we decide to do a vacation, I have that money there. So. And you can watch when I talk about my savings and setups videos for December. You'll see how much I have saved in there. Let's see, $50. So right now I'm at $205.89. So that's good. Business license. I probably could stop funding this, but I'm just not sure of the fees yet. I have not called Virginia and said, I don't have business there anymore. And these were things that I had money for. So once I get that settled, and I want to start a business here, I'm still deciding and planning and figuring that out, and kind of get my son settled first and getting them working, and then me working on setting up my business. Probably next summer, I'm thinking, is when that'll happen, because there's just a lot of things I gotta get logistically taken care of before I even start that. I had a small Etsy business that had digital downloadable products. But if you're interested, I do have budget sheets listed in the description box below. And in December, if you come back and watch those videos, I will show you, I will have another digital product, and it's free. It's just a Google Doc. You can just download it and print it as much as you want. I did this last year, where you can track your spending for your Christmas gifts. And I might, now that I think about it, I might set it up for my last video in this month. Maybe even this one. So check the description box. If it's not in this video, it'll be in the next videos. But I'll try to have it up with this video and the sinking funds, so you can track how much you're actually spending and not go over budget this year. Canva is $120 a year. So I've already paid for it once this year, and I am up to $70. And when it hits $120 and it's charged to my account, I just use this to pay the account. Xander ID, it was $145. Identity theft is what this is. So because I put in a little more than what I need, I took $144 out here or a little less than what I needed. Took $144 out here and then bring that to $0. And then I took $1 out of dividends to kind of compensate for it. And that's just kind of how I did it this time. And the rest of these, let's see, Epidemic Sound, I just paid last month, so there was no beginning balance, and I'm going to do $12 this month. I already did that. Norton is something my husband has. It's going to come due in a couple months. For his laptop, he has a Hewlett Packard or HP laptop. Let's see, $50 for that one. Add $5 to the $45. And then CKY landfill, this is just our trash. And so I have $88, add $44. So my trash will be due soon, and I pay it every 3 months. And I'm just saving what the average monthly cost is, so that it's not a huge impact when it's time to pay the bill. When I get a $132 bill, or whatever the bill actually is, I have the cash for it. It's not going to affect the budget at all, because I've already put the money aside, and it doesn't hurt as much. So let's see, I have $18.38 minus, oh no, add 60 cents. Let me start that over, make sure I got it right. $18.38, all right, plus 60 cents minus $1. Oh, that's not right, $1. There we go. All right, so that's $17. Cannot write today. There we go. $17.98. All right, so there we go. Now I have not pre-done any of this. I need to zoom out just a little bit. Hold on a second. There we go. I've not pre-done any of this, so hopefully my numbers match my bank account. And if they do, then I will be one happy camper. So let's go ahead and take the numbers and figure this out. I have $79.99. I'm going to total this column here, because I've already got what I added, what balance forward, what my beginning balance was, and what I added. So now we're just figuring out, okay, how much did I spend out of these out? So $79.99 plus the $103.92 plus $451.03 plus $250.76 plus $225.04 plus $144 plus $1. Okay, wow. I have taken out of this account to cover annual and semi-annual expenses plus other sinking funds, $1,200. There we go. And $55.74. That is what we spent. That's a lot. I mean, this is why I love this, because I spent I didn't even realize it was $1,200, but I had all these pop-up things that happened that totaled up to $1,200. And some of them were necessary. Some of them weren't really that necessary, like Christmas decor. I didn't have to. I had some, but I just really wanted to decorate my house. And so I could have bought Christmas gifts with the Christmas fund instead, but that's okay. I mean, this is our fund. We can do what we feel is necessary out of that fund. And I didn't even think we spent that much. But now that I sit down, I'm like, yeah, we really spent that much. So that's a lot of money that came out. So let's see. I'm going to do the math. I'm running out of room over here. So let me see if I can get this kind of set. There we go. It's a little crooked on screen, but that's okay. I'm going to get this number here and see if I can get it to match. So $2,556.29 minus the, 2,556 and 29 plus the 46214. All right, minus $1,255.74. There we go. So I'm thinking, and I'm going to be bold here and see if the number comes out the same, $1,762.69. So hopefully this will match all these numbers here that I have listed. So let me go ahead and calculate that up and see what we come up with. So I am off a little bit here. Not sure what the difference is. I need to look at what the actual number is. So let me grab that. Okay, so my math was, my calculation is wrong because of what I hit on the calculator, not this number. This is the actual number my bank account says right now in my savings account that I keep all this stuff in. I'll show you right here. I've been kind of doing the weekly check-in. That's the same number there. That's my sinking funds account, and it matches that. So I do know that's the correct number going across. I just punched the number wrong going this way. And that's okay. I'm not going to do it again, so don't worry about that. Let me zoom out a little bit. So there you go. I have completed my sinking funds. I have done the math. I've double checked the math with the bank account that I just looked at right before I filmed this video. And I do know that's the correct number for what's in the account. So I will make sure all the little individual accounts, well, they're not accounts, individual sinking funds that I have, that I use this account with are I've tracked everything well. And made sure I didn't do anything wrong with the math. But this is what I have right now. So I hope this helps you in sinking funds or purpose funds or whatever you would call it, for doing your expenses, whether you use them for annual expenses, whether you use them for, say you have small children and you have to buy diapers and you're saving throughout the year and buying out of it frequently, or kids' clothes, or beauty, or car maintenance, or whatever. All those things combined. That's another category I'm thinking about doing, is car maintenance as well as home maintenance coming up, because my car will be turning 10 next summer. And my husband's car is a few years older than mine, so his is already 11, 12 years old. So I do want to make sure we keep them well maintained and operational, because my husband's car is a daily drive to work, and then my vehicle is what I get around with. I've already bought a car battery this year and things like that. Oil change is not cheap in my vehicle because it's a large vehicle. It takes actually 7 quarts of oil, not 5. So, and it's $20 an extra quart, each extra quart or whatever, and high mileage. So, we got to cover it all. And so we are taking care of what we have and keeping it for as long as possible so we don't put ourselves back into consumer debt with loans. And we keep our credit card paid off to make sure that we do not have debt there. And we just really enjoy the financial freedom of being consumer debt free. We may not be mortgage debt free. We'll work on that. It'll be a long working process, but definitely staying consumer debt free reduces so much stress and anxiety for the future. And because we're consumer debt free, I can definitely fund these and make sure I don't have to use credit to pay for surprises that I wasn't expecting or I've completely forgot about. And I love doing it this way. So, and especially things like when you save even $13 or $15 or $5 by auto paying or paying all up front, like Amazon Prime, you can save $1 or $2. I think $139 is the cost, but then if you do the monthly, it's like a little bit more. Disney Plus, at one point for us, if we did $6.99 a month, it was more than the $69.99, the $13 more than the $69.99 that they were offering if you paid up front. So those little things, even though they're only saving a few dollars can still add up when you're doing it on multiple things. So those are my tips for sinking funds and savings and doing your budget. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give a thumbs up. If you want to see more of my videos, please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next time. Have an amazing and blessed day. Bye.